Okay, so we've created our grade rule, so now we need to assign it. So we're going to go to grade, assign rule table, we'll select both of our pieces, and we will choose 2502. Okay, I'm going to turn on my grading so that as I work I can see my grade rules grow. I am going to go to grade, modify rule number, and I will start going around my piece and applying rules. Note that these 4s and 5s on the side seams should go where the notches are. Please make sure you click and drag so that you're actually selecting the notch and not some point near the notch. 6, 7 will be right at your across front. 8 will be on the shoulder. Oops, see, this is what happens. Okay, so I accidentally applied it to some point near my shoulder. I'm going to go and do -1 there and make sure I'm actually on my shoulder. 8, this is 9, this is 10. Okay, yes, your neck will cross itself, that's fine. All right, over here we'll do the same. This is 2, this is 3, this is 4, 5, 6, 7. Notice I'm on my pattern, not on my internal lines yet. This is 9, and this back neck drop is going to be 11. Okay. All right. So the next thing we need to do is grade our internal lines, and for now, next week we will go through grading the dart, but for now you can do a copy copy Y from the 7 at your cross front and paste it to 1, 2, 3. Okay, it just makes sure the armhole kind of has that consistent Y movement. We'll talk about the X movement next week. Okay. All right, so now every internal line that intersects with an already existing grade point will get that same grade point. You can go to View, Point, Grade Rules to actually see the numbers. And we're going to go rule number, and I'm going to slide in. I'm sliding from the internal lines. Okay, and I'm making sure that I'm on the end point. Some of these internal lines have extra points on them. You want to make sure that you're at the end point. You're looking for that yellow box. This is end. Okay, this is a 6. This is a 7. For my neck, this is a 9. Okay, a lot of you missed this on the first assignment. This neck drop needs a neck drop point here, 10. Okay. Same with these armholes. This gets a 9. This gets a 6. Okay. And here this gets a 4. This gets a 5. This gets a 6. See, I'm sliding from the internal lines. My pattern already has grade points on it. I only care about my lines right now. 9. And then look, this little back neck drop. This guy right here, he needs a grade point. Okay. All right, that's all of our lines, but now we have to fix all of this here. Okay. So we can use intersection Y for a lot of these. Okay. That one didn't work. Oops. Look, there's a point right above my endpoint. That's why I wasn't selecting my actual endpoint. You have to select that endpoint. Here you can do intersection Y. You can also, because we're on the origin point here, you can give this one a rule number 1, because that's technically where our rule number 1 is. Okay. Do not do an intersection Y at this front, across front. It will clip it at the neckline, and it'll clip your base size too. So instead, let's do edit delta. Say OK, and we're going to clear Y. Okay, so it makes sure it hits that center front. Okay, now we can do the same thing with this neck drop line. Okay, we can say clear Y. Okay, however, this line right here, this front neck drop, right? We gave it a 10 here, but now we need it to intersect here. okay? It might look like it's intersecting here, but do you see this triangle? So there's something that's off there. So I'm going to copy X, right? So this is the rule that I want to change, this direction. So I'm going to copy X. I'm going to copy from the 9, and I'm going to paste it to the top of this neck drop line. Okay, so notice now I don't have those little triangles everywhere. Okay. Same thing over here. Let's start down here. I can do intersection Y, here, here, here. That could get a 1. I can do it on my cross back. And I think I can do it here too. Okay. Let's go to edit delta. Let's clear this Y. Okay. Oops, that didn't work. That did not work. Okay, again, I have extra points here, I think, stacked on top of each other. Please be careful of that. All right, now this back neck drop, I put an 11 here. You can see it in the yellow box, but I need to grade it this way. So again, I'm going to copy the X rule from the 9, right? I want this line to move with the 9 point. And I'm going to paste it to this side of my back neck drop. Okay? All right. All right, and then on the armhole drop, it's the same thing, just reverse. So the 6 is controlling the Y movement. The Y movement here on this line looks fine, but this line needs that same Y movement at this point. So I'm going to copy Y from the 6 to this line. Okay. Now, same but reverse, the X is coming from this 9 point, right? So this line is moving parallel in the X direction based on this X rule from the 9. So we need this X rule to also be applied to this endpoint. So this line intersects. So we're going to copy X from the 9 to this endpoint. Perfect. Something's off there. Something's off somewhere. Let's look at my 9 rule. Oops, wrong table. So look, see I have a random negative value right here. I could tell because, well, I could tell first from here. See how the green is my base size, and then the blue should be a size above it, but it's in line on the X direction with my base size. And then the next size up, this green, is in line with the black size. So it's like these are not stacking properly. This should be like a perfect stacking little square. And if I zoom in here, I can also kind of tell the same thing. Like this blue one is going this way. So something's off. So I'm going to fix my 9 rule to be positive here, 0.25. Okay, and I'm going to hit save. And then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to assign rule. I'm going to say select all. Okay, and I'm going to say okay. I'm going to choose my grade table and say okay. Okay, so it fixed my 9, but now my other lines are off. Okay, so I need to copy X from my 9. Okay, the reason it didn't update everything is because those points that we copied to don't actually have the 9 rule applied to them. We just copied the X rule, so we have to re-copy them. Right? So anytime you change a rule that you used to copy partially to another rule, you have to fix that. Okay. Okay, that's it for internal lines. Next week, we're going to grade the princess seams and the facing lines and separate out all of our pieces.